Yeah, that I hated hearing that statement because the way they say it is like a dog whistle. We're taking our country back. Who are you taking it back from? It's like
It
you
never
make it
was
sound like
yours.
Thank you. It was never yours in the first place. It wasn't none of ours. To be honest with you, we just
exactly. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
they
you
lied
make
to
it
us in
sound like
school.
exactly. You make it sound like ships of people just rolled up on the dock and took over the United States government. These are United States citizens just as well as you are. This 4 years y'all lost. You
exactly
down.
one
Deal
U.S.
with it.
citizen lost to another U.S. citizen. Game over. Hey,
Exactly.
go back
Game over.
home, practice, get your weight up, and come back and try to win.
Right.
That's what. Listen, when we lost in school, that's what you tell them. This is the perfect example of the society where everybody get a trophy, baby. I was like, listen, when you lose,
Yep.
you don't get no trophy. Listen. The
Hell
second
no.
place is the first
Base.
place loser. If you ain't first, you last.
Get the land.
And it's time to go home,
Nail
put
on the
up some
head.
more shots. Once you put up some more shots, get your jumper right, get your feet quicker, come back and try it again next year.
Yeah. Since I know you like to talk.
Black Star. Black Star.
Since I know you like to talk. And I know you not that far. Come down the street with the guy. Come down the street with the guy. Since I know you like to talk. And I know you not that far. Come down the street with the guy. Come down the street with the guy. We got the main coach out on the ones and twos. We got the homie G-Law giving breaking news. We got Megatron up here catching my dude. Real talk here, man, don't get it confused. A few black men with excellence on a daily. Different situations spoken on daily. Speaking facts around here, real fast though. Real fast around here, big fat homes. Don't miss the real on this cast, bro. You can even come and have a good laugh though. And they only giving people what
At
they
least in
ask
the
for.
fucking Jordan era, they know days off to
Yeah,
play. Now these motherfuckers, I don't
Yeah.
want to see them play. And you don't put that money on the damn game. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
I know, right? Like no,
Yeah.
like
You
literally,
think
they had an
about
article that said that the Nets didn't even know where he was. Not even just that he wasn't playing after it, because he had the little, he went to the birthday party or whatever. They had no mask on or whatever. But then they was like, they don't even know where Kyrie at. I'm like, how you don't know?
it. Nah, he called his boys, but he didn't call the facility
Ain't
the
no
team.
way
He
yet.
didn't
He's
call
on
like the
a
coach or nobody.
he doing that damn at least, I mean he doing something positive though. I mean it's for whatever movement they got going
Yeah,
on.
but
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it,
them
it
friends.
in the
Hungry.
middle of the season the time to do that though. I mean, it's the middle of the season. You doing that?
I don't know. I don't know where he at. I don't know what's going on, but they gonna blame him if the Nets don't win the championship.
Yeah. But to me, I kind of agree with Kyrie because it's like sometimes you just need a break, and I should be able to take a break during the season so I can be focused for the playoffs. Because does the season really count? I mean, it counts, but all we got to do is make the
didn't he?
playoffs.
Didn't he
But
have?
no, the season just damn started. You can't take no
I'm about to
days
say, hey,
off. You
didn't he have a whole break? They didn't even make it to the bubble.
right? Yeah, the damn
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
season just started. You can't
But
take no
that dude,
damn break right now.
but he's crazy
Hey,
though. But he's
LeBron.
crazy, man. You gotta let crazy people.
Hey, the
Hey,
Lakers
go
and
ahead.
Heat just played in the finals. They all playing. They had less rest than everybody else.
Right.
But those are all same people. Those are the same people you talking about.
I
Kyrie
hate it.
different, man. Kyrie, I love him. I love him as a ball player, but
I
he's different.
know.
He needs some. He like Rodman, man. Rodman when they like Phil Jackson said, man, go and take your butt to Vegas for a second so you can calm down so
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
a
win this
Kyrie
championship.
basketball.
Because
That's different when you're in the playoffs, but it
I
just
know,
started.
right? I'm
Like he
with
can
Gerald
not
on
take
that
no
one
days
because,
off, man.
hey, dog, we ain't even a month into the season, and this dude taking days
Right.
off.
We ain't think about playoffs right now. They might not even make this shit, man. You got like 80 games to go.
And
hey man,
I'm a Kyrie fan on the court.
he,
Dog, dude is unreal with that basketball, man. But that dude cannot stay on the court. That's the problem. What good is having him if he ain't on the
He,
court?
mentally, he ain't there, man. He
can't stay on
just,
the court, and now you pissed because James Harden there. I guess they said let him throw a temper tantrum right quick because James Harden here. Let them work it out. Steve Nash gonna be smart enough to know he can't butt into the middle of that. Shit. You just got to sit back and
Yeah.
let them work that out.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really touch on the Capitol like we wanted to the last time. And I don't know, Gerald, I know you had some stuff to do. I didn't know if you had time to watch that thing on HBO Max, the Trump insurrection movie. It showed like,
Nah.
man, it's crazy, Jerry. It shows like all the stuff. Like I'm talking about, like they was out there with cameras and stuff, so they was right in the thick of things. They showed the cop that got injured. He was squeezed in between the door. How the lady got shot. I didn't even know how she got shot. She got shot trying to climb into one of the busted windows, and then I guess one of the cops shot her.
Yeah.
They got that on
Well, see,
video.
I hadn't seen it, and
Yeah.
then they showed that, and then they showed inside the chambers. Like they showed a little couple of videos inside the chamber. They really showed all of the stuff inside the chambers when they had barricaded themselves inside, and everybody was trying to break the windows and stuff. Gray had sent it to me. Yeah, I finished watching it. When I talked to you, Gray, I still had 7 minutes left, so I ended up finished watching it. So
Okay. And it's just funny to me because I look at it and you watch that, and now it's even more outdated because they finding more stuff about how this thing was planned out, how it was put together, and like I was saying when I was talking yesterday, how you could watch the Rangers walking up through the crowd with one hand on each other's shoulder, like you would move through a hostile environment to get to the front to start breaking into the building. They feel like those people were paid because after they broke into the building and infiltrated the building, those people did not go in. They let the pawns go in, as you would say.
yeah,
They so it's just funny, man. I don't know. It's messy, it's tricky, but it's not surprising to me. It shouldn't be surprising to any black person that the people who voted for Trump and became Trump supporters in 2016 have had 4 years of chaos and taking their country back, as they put it, to be this bad of a sore loser, man. It's just ridiculous to me, but it's getting worse. Now you have people already camped outside the Michigan governor's office Capitol building for the inauguration day. The Boogaloo boys, the ones who shot the cops over the BLM protest time. You got too many anti-government factions that are out here and were able to get stronger during a time where everybody thought, there's no such thing as domestic terrorists and white people are not terrorists. These are just guys who like guns.
listen,
Well, guess what? Now you
they
see
got
that
our
it's not.
National Guard sleeping on the floor in the Capitol, man. I'm like, these dudes could be at home with their family, man. Like it's like all of this because they lost an election, though. Like not because, you know what I'm saying, and not because somebody died. You know what I'm saying? Not because somebody shot at you. They up there because they lost an election, dog. But listen, when we talked about, I think it was our first, second episode, we talked about the Ice Cube thing, and then we started talking about voting, like people voting. This is why I said I don't care about his policies. I just don't want Trump in office because of this right here. He incites lawlessness, violence, recklessness, just mass disrespect on the nation, dog. Like they did this on the Capitol, dog. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and we always said it's like, okay, yeah, Trump. We know he didn't have any political policies because he's not a politician. We knew that 2016. But when you look out and they pan across the crowd, you look at people who are out there screaming and yelling. You knew, okay, it's not about politics. You're bringing out the crazies from way back in the woods that'll do things like this. Hey, I'd rather die on the Capitol stairs than to live under a Biden Harris regime. I'm like, okay, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I watched one of the videos last night of a guy who was he was just filming everything, but he was filming like what people were saying more than he was filming what was happening. When the CNN crew got attacked, they were calling them nigger lovers, and the black dude that was the security just started calling him a nigger. And I'm like, don't give me that it's a patriot. It's still hatred. It's still black and white. It's always gonna be that with them. So
I seen a couple of. That's funny. Like while I was watching that thing though, they made sure to show the 3 black people that was up there with them though.
Yeah, they made sure they found
Like,
them
dog,
out.
it was one dude. He was light skinned, so he like his mama probably was white, but he was in there yelling, "Stop the steal! Stop the steal!" I'm like, y'all, like again. This is what I'm saying, man. Listen, I love Barack Obama, dog. I love the fact that he was the first black president. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all couldn't pay me to go protest because he lost. If it had been his second loss, like the second term, if he had a loss, I was like, man,
Right.
y'all don't get out of here with that mess. Like he lost, dog. It's over. We just got to put up with 4 years or whatever, whoever won, dog. Like I'm not doing that for a dude. First of all, he don't even know them. Trump don't even know these people, man, and he don't really care about them. Like, cause once he ultimately is gone from office, he ain't gonna care nothing about none of this. He's just trying to mess up as much stuff as he can. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before he leave, like now he got the point
Well,
where it's gonna be harder for Biden to do any of his what is it
run the
is
country.
the immigration thing that Biden was gonna try to do. It's something else like with foreign policy that's gonna be harder, because of some stuff that Trump doing right now. But all right,
Well, yeah.
this dude, this
He said that's why he already has to do an executive order for the Muslim ban that he had against all the countries, and he's doing an executive order for us just to join the climate change group, the climate group. I mean, it's amazing that we have to do that much just to try to take care of the damn planet. That you got to do an executive order. But yeah, it's like I was looking at the videos, and there were a lot of people of color, of all different colors in there, and I'm like, what are you talking about? How are you? I can see how you can be a Republican. I can understand
Right.
it. But how can you be a Trump supporter and surround yourself with your fellow Trump supporters that are walking around with Camp Auschwitz signs and all other kind of white nationalist T-shirts on and all this stuff? How can you be that? To me, it's like how the hell you find common ground with somebody who's willing to kill you to remove you from the planet because they feel like you're
Well,
an
they was
inferior
talking
race?
about hanging Nancy Pelosi on camera, dog. Like I'm like, they wasn't even
Yeah,
trying. They
bro.
wasn't trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Shit. No, they turned on Mike Pence so
Oh,
quick. They were like, hang Mike Pence. I'm like, damn, wasn't that your boy like 20
dog.
minutes ago?
Like 6 months ago, before the election heated up, Mike Pence was letting them tell it next in line after Trump won.
What?
Now, Mike Pence
could walk on water in
Now
2016.
everybody taking their words
exactly.
back.
You're right. Like you know what I'm saying. It's like Mike Pence once Trump asked him to basically see what he could do to overturn it. Mike Pence like, you lost, dog. It's over. Get out the bushes. They got us, dog. and
Right.
then Trump gonna
I'm
try
gonna
and
tell
talk
you,
bad about Mike Pence. He been your boy for 4 years though.
your boy. So now,
Boy.
like, how can I trust you? You just turned your back on
The
your
ace.
boy, your number
That was
one
his
man. That's
day
what
one.
ace.
That joker petty, boy.
Day one from day one of this politics. You just turned your
And
back
then
on
you
him
got
like that. I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Have you ever got the dollars where they were asking us for money during the campaign and they had your name at the top?
nah.
Great, we were asking you. This is Kamala.
Nah.
They'd be like, they started the whole conversation off my. I'm like, I'm not dumb. I know that's a robo or a computer generated.
Oh, you done the dialer, the auto dial on the phone. Okay, yeah.
Well, and the ones that come through
Yeah.
text messaging. But it's funny because these people were sitting there saying, yeah, the commander in chief sent me a message telling me he needed me to be here. Dude, he didn't send that message to you. He sent out a blast message that filled in everybody's name who contributed money to his campaign. And they were talking like he picked up the phone and called them like, yo, Isaiah, I'm going to need you at the Capitol, man. I'm going to need you down there yelling and screaming. These are working class citizens with jobs. They're like, one lady was a teacher. I'm like, how are you teaching our kids if your mind is this closed to to everything?
Dog, on the little video that I was talking about, Gerald, that Gray sent, they showed they had a recording of Trump. He thought he was talking to Tommy Tuberville, the dude that used to coach at Auburn, who's a Republican representative. He thought he was talking to him, but he was actually talking to a different senator. He was saying, he was basically telling him to stall once the Capitol riots is over, because Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the representatives like, we're gonna get this vote done, we're going to get this thing, the Electoral College certification over tonight, regardless of how long it takes. He was calling, trying to tell Tommy Tuberville to stall him out, but he wasn't talking to Tommy Turner. He was talking to a totally different senator. He didn't even know it.
And that dude put that on blast. So he was like, okay. Man.
I'm like, this is
Y'all
the
shit
dude.
sloppy.
Listen,
It's so sloppy.
this is the dude running the country, man. He butt
Don't
down.
like to lose, boy.
Hey, he
Don't
down.
like to lose.
He down the wrong person, man.
Still making them simple mistakes. He did it when he first got inaugurated. He was talking to people calling in, talking about they were the president of Taiwan, like Dave Chappelle was saying. There's no president of Taiwan. You don't know who the hell you talking. It's like you still making these mistakes.
Hey,
it's like Rudy Giuliani. I'm like, God, dog, y'all just sloppy with everything you do.
Rudy Giuliani in the speech said, either we gonna be made to look like fools or a whole bunch of them going to jail talking about the Democrats. Well, apparently none of them went to jail, so it look like y'all look like fools. So I don't know, man. I see a lot of people on social media like, listen, man, feel the way you feel about the Trump or whatever, but don't try to compare the Capitol happenings to Black Lives Matter protests, because I ain't with the rioting and burning or nothing, but you ain't about to tell me that throwing the glass, breaking the glasses to the windows and the doors to the Capitol is the same thing as breaking the glass at CBS. I'm not falling for it. It's not the same. So
yeah, no, that's the ground that you come across
exactly,
right there.
dog. It's like exactly. There's some stuff like like we cracking jokes. We crack jokes, but we know when not to cross the line. You know what I'm saying? It's like. You talking about somebody knee problems, but then you all of a sudden you talk about their mama. Like, hold on, bro. Like, let's back it up. And that's not a comparison I'm willing to make. You're not gonna compare burning a drugstore down or not. Most of those started by people that wasn't even in the Black Lives Matter protests. But
no, that's proven people.
That's a whole nother conversation. But these dudes is throwing stuff. They was hitting the cops. I'm like, what happened to Blue Lives?
I mean, they all on camera with the shit. You know what
I mean?
Boy, that's what happened to the Blue Lives Matter, G.
Out with the flag.
They posted. They ain't post no Blue Lives Matter, nothing. It's only during Black Lives Matter that the motherfuckers want to goddamn try to goddamn throw that Blue Lives Matter out there. You know what I mean? But when it's on them, they got
and then they was like,
ain't no Blue Lives Matter. Ain't no we shouldn't be doing it. The motherfuckers ain't said shit.
Nope.
I ain't trying to shoot the daggers, but they kind of remind me of USC fans. When it's us against somebody, we going for USC. When it's Clemson against whoever, it's like, hey,
with you.
I know. I'm just messing around. I'll be serious.
But you're right. I mean, that's all. Every Black Lives Matter post was always counteracted or countered with Blue Lives Matter or these guys want to make it home safe too. Well, the Capitol Police wanted to make it home safe, and one of them dudes died due to injury. Like, he didn't even get shot, dog. He died due to injury. You know how bad a death that is, to die due to injury?
Like the guy who was beating the cop with the American flag. He just beating it, and then he was like, "Well, I thought this was his excuse. I thought that was Antifa." So there was an Antifa guy standing around a whole bunch of Capitol Police with a badge. You yanked the dude's badge off. They took his gun. He said the only thing that saved him, because they were saying they had taken his magazine and they were finally trying to wrestle his gun with him. People were like kill him with his own gun. And he said the only thing saved him, he was like telling the people he got kids, and I guess it affected some of the people, and they surrounded him and were trying to stop people from beating on him.
They was about to. They were trying to jump on. They were trying to jump on them camera people on that documentary. It got rough. I'm gonna tell you, if I was the camera dude, once that dude threw the can at the camera and then he tried to grab it, and then it was like they're gonna rush the cameraman, I was like, hey man, we about to stop recording because it's getting real out here.
That would have been my official resignation. Me and that dude would have been fighting. I'm sorry, I'd have fought my way. Hey, it's like a couple of things. Like the CNN guy was like, he couldn't figure out how they figured out we were CNN. We were dressed like them. We just had cameras and some crazy come on. Get out of here.
It's the media.
The next thing you know, they all surrounded
Once they start yelling, it's the media, it's the media. That's when it started to get crazy. I was like, yeah, y'all better get. I mean, I know y'all want the story and all, but then they was like almost like they was agitating people. They was like, Why did you come up here? Do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you asking them questions like, come on, man, these dudes is blood boiling over. And then you like, so Joe Biden, you like, they told one of us, like, you know, Joe Biden is going to be president on January 20th, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't do that.
Like,
come on, dog. That's like, come on, man. That's like, you know, putting an alcoholic beverage beside a dude that's been sober, you know what I'm saying, for 20 days. Like, he on the edge already.
Right.
I was like, man, y'all crazy with this, man. But again, man, all because they lost the election, man. This is what this is all about. They lost the election.
All over election.
Well, I don't know because they lost or because this dude, they believe this guy lies so much. Because you got to think about it. How often did you hear the word fake news in America before Donald Trump became president? Never.
Never.
So now the dude tells you, I lost, but it was stolen. That's like your coach coming in at the end of the game and say, yeah, they beat us 56-0, but the rest cheated us. Really? 56-0, but the rest still cheated us? Come on, man. Nobody's stealing 8 million extra votes just to win the presidency, but they ain't gonna put it on the line and win the House and the Senate. We wouldn't have had a runoff in Georgia if we stealing votes. If we're stealing Georgia, we just stole the whole thing. Take your ass to Mar-a-Lago.
The White House correspondent said that people inside the White House said that Trump knew he lost like a couple of days after election, but he said he wasn't gonna concede and he refused to tell his supporters that he lost.
Yeah.
But he
collected
all that. He collected all that slush fund money, and then when he realized, he said, "You know what? I got these puppets to do even more for me. They not only gave me their like this in legal court. Let's see if we can get these fools come out here and tear up the Capitol while they trying to do this vote."
Hey, Gerald.
Lo and behold,
Gerald,
he's the ultimate gang member, bro.
Hey, Gerald, Trump need to be a personal trainer. He can get you to do anything. He can get them to do anything.
Have your ass up under 400 pounds on the decline bench. So you can get this. I know you.
He good.
You can get this.
He put everybody in shape now.
Like, for real talk, dog. The people that follow Trump follow his word to the T, dog. That dude was their personal trainer. They all will be in the Miss Universe pageant.
Hey, you know, I told one of my homegirls the piggyback toward
Hold on. Go ahead, Gerald.
The piggyback back to what they always try to make an excuse for Black Lives Matter. My homegirl called. We was talking about something. Then we got a conversation of, you know, things going on in the Capitol. Then she got to talking about, well, Black Lives Matter. I was like, look here, we're not finna do this right here. If you want to continue talking this conversation, you might want to change the subject. Because y'all white motherfuckers always trying to goddamn make excuses for some shit that y'all do. I was like, you and I both know that it was dead ass wrong. Ain't got shit to do with Black Lives Matter.
Ain't nothing. Like I say, I don't. Go ahead.
They need to quit that.
Go ahead, Greg.
I laughed when the dude, I was going back and forth on Twitter. He was like, well, what's the difference between the BLM protesters this summer going to the Capitol? I said, they went to Washington. They didn't go to the Capitol, bro. I was like, it's a big difference in going to the street and then going up the stairs.
I was about to say, they was outside the Capitol.
Scaffold.
They was outside.
They were up the scaffold. It was like, come on, man, there's a big difference. And at the same time, we were protesting to be heard for something that was an injustice that really happened. I said, y'all were going to kill people if you could get your hands on them because of something that didn't happen the way you were told it happened. He told you they stole the election, but he can't tell you who stole it. He can't tell you what country was involved. He can't tell you who rigged the machine. He's just giving you all kinds of shit.
It's like Black Lives Matter went to the Capitol. They did protest on one of them. They went to the Capitol and they was outside the Capitol, not on the steps, doing all they chanting. And they was chanting. And Black Lives Matter, like I'm not, for everything the organization stands for, but the movement itself is for us to stop being killed. That's what that is. We trying not to lose our life. Y'all went, the Trump supporters went to the Capitol, went through the Capitol doors, killed a cop, and during all this commotion, got a woman killed and 3 others injured. And I'm like, all because y'all lost. Y'all, that's literally what it boiled down to, cause you lost. Like, dog,
like them animals
like,
out there.
You doing all this because you lost. Like, oh, we taking our country back. You lost the election. That's just what it is. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hated hearing that statement because the way they say it is like a dog whistle. We're taking our country back. Who are you taking it back from? It's like you.
It never was yours.
Thank you. It was never yours in the first place. It wasn't none of ours, to be honest with you. We just.
Exactly. But I'm like,
they lied to us in school.
Exactly. You make it sound like ships of people just rolled up on the dock and took over the United States government. These are United States citizens just as well as you are. This 4 years y'all lost. You're down.
One U.S. citizen lost to another U.S. citizen. Game over. Hey, go back home, practice, get your weight up, and come back and try to win.
Yeah.
Listen, when we lost in school, that's what you tell them. This is the perfect example of the society where everybody get a trophy, baby. I was like, listen, when you lose, you don't get no trophy. Listen, the second place is the first place loser. If you ain't first, you last. And it's time to go home, put up some more shots. Once you put up some more shots, get your jumper right, get your feet quicker, come back and try it again next year.
Hey, all Ryan Day. Find out what Ryan Day did. He didn't care about losing Alabama, but he said he wasn't going to lose the Clemson again, so they went and practiced the whole season.
You got to fight another day, baby. That's all you got to do, man.
Bro, I mean, but you hit nail on the head right there. The society that has grown up where everybody got a trophy, nobody kept score, don't know how to lose. It's like they're dysfunctional because you just told me I lost. I don't lose. Our president doesn't lose. He told us when he got elected he's never lost at anything. So there's no way in the world he lost. Like, students file bankruptcy so much they call him by his first name when you walk into court. Bro, don't tell me he hasn't lost. He's got
all because he said the votes are rigged.
That's it. And Gerald,
he shot it out there early.
They showed a lot of that on the thing, the video, the little documentary. Like almost every time he kept saying, you know, it was stolen from us. It was stolen from us. And then when they interview somebody, he's like, "Oh, the election was stolen." Like, you just repeating something somebody else said. Like, if
the more and more somebody repeats something to you, you're just gonna start living with you. Now they're gonna think that everybody else that's fan of his, oh, y'all cheated, they cheated. Man, how do you know? Like you got a regular 9-to-5 job. They don't even know you exist.
Exactly, dog. And something you said earlier, Gerald, like, you know, like I got a lot of white friends I'm cool with and people that I went to school with or whatever, but when you try to compare the two, the Black Lives Matter and what happened, I'm like, listen, don't stop making excuses. Just own up to what you did. Own it. If the Trump supporters, if you feel, whether you was there or not, if you feel like it was okay, or you agree with it, or agree with the principles behind it, own it. I'd rather you own it than to try to dance around it and make an excuse for it. Don't try to throw me off on something else. Yep. I posted a picture on Facebook of the guy that was in Nancy Pelosi's office, and he had a picture of it was a picture of him holding a letter addressed to somebody else that was on Nancy Pelosi's desk. That's a federal crime to steal mail going to somebody else. It was laying on her desk, waiting to be picked up, because we all know Nancy Pelosi ain't like she going down to the mail room, so waiting to be picked up. It's a federal offense. That's all I said in the post, dog. And I swear, as soon as I posted it, old Trump supporter jumped on there, ready to argue about Nancy Pelosi and what she was trying to hide. I said what I got to do? What I got to do with the picture? He stole the letter. Listen. And my post said, I don't care how you feel about the riots or whatever it said, but this dude committed a crime. That's in the story. He stole mail. He committed a crime.
I can't come to your house and open your mail.
That ain't got.
Regardless of what you hiding, I can't open your damn mail.
That ain't got nothing to do with nobody hiding, but that's what Trump supporters do. They always want to jump to something else. It's like, no, let's stay on topic. Let's talk about the topic at hand, and then we'll move to the next topic.
Oh, blame shifting happens a lot. Yeah,
it's rough. It's rough.
It's funny. They get to understand. It's like we joked and called one of our white friends, like, man, what's your people doing out here? He's like, those are not my people. I said, now you see what I said to you, and y'all were like, oh. Why are all these black people out here riding? Man, I don't know. I'm not riding, but you know,
I ain't riding nowhere.
I have to go to work tonight. You know.
Hey, I believe in.
Questions. So give
I believe in the movement, but I ain't riding. I ain't burning nothing. I don't believe in burning down no buildings. I can't control what they do, and I don't support that. And I said, I think I posted a couple posts that said it was stupid to be burning because it don't do nothing. You burning stuff in your own community, it don't do nothing. You hurt your own. You hurt your own self. That's what they want.
And now, one point exactly. I don't think not at one point in my life have I had a friend that could have convinced me to burn down a building because of somebody. You couldn't have came to me and said, "Man, let's burn it down because they were riding." We did. Nah, that's a whole nother crime, bro.
I try to go to call Gerald, like, Gerald, let's go burn down Walmart on Fairview. Gerald be like, hey man, y'all need to check on Isaiah. He on that stuff.
Hey, whatever you want to do, brother, make sure you get some butt wipes. Get some wipes to put in the truck.
We were walking down kind of.
We ain't gonna go with you, but in case you in there, they did have that 52-inch.
Don't
burn up the TV, dog. I need one for the game room.
I remember when we was downtown Atlanta and they were riding it during Rodney King and people were going up in stores. That's the only time in my life I can say I got bumped, stepped on with no problem getting out the way. Because I'm like, I'm not going in that store. You're not pushing me in there. I'm not going in there. And people bust the windows of Macy's, and I'm like, you got to be crazy to think I'm about to go up in this store and catch.
Well, I got a neighbor that is in the National Guard. He is actually up in Washington. He's gone to the inauguration to help for protection. I told him to be careful, man. It's something that he shouldn't even had to do. They had to call extra National Guards because they thinking somebody gonna. They said they already know the Trumper is gonna be out there. They just don't know how violent or if it's gonna get violent. I'm like, all you got to do is show that same presence you showed when the Black Lives Matter protested in Washington. They had all those soldiers on the steps and all that stuff. Go ahead and put that same full force presence out there. Listen, man, because when that girl got shot on the video, they all backed up. Like somebody started getting hurt, physically harmed, they'll back up. But if you don't do nothing, if you just try to hold them off,
they already know it's gonna be. They already know it's gonna be a problem. I mean, I don't know. There is no. They know it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man. It's like y'all, you lost. Go home. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, you can't take none of this back. Like, they ain't gonna redo the votes.
Exactly.
It's over.
And it's like, man.
So why come and keep causing problems? Like, causing problems ain't gonna make it no better.
Exactly.
Like, I don't.
Whatever little hope that it's like, I'm gonna be honest, though. Watching that, at first I was like, God, it looked like a movie. And I was like, they really doing this in our time? This ain't the 1700s. This is 2021, and these dudes and women, they crazy. They out here literally breaking the Capitol, dog. The dude was taking a statue out of the Capitol. What are you doing with the statue, dragging it out of the Capitol? Then they got the people talking about.
Yeah, the Pope.
They talking about Kaepernick disrespecting the flag when he was taking a knee. Like, he wasn't touching the flag. They had flags on the ground. It's supposed to be, against all. The flag ain't supposed to touch the ground. They got flags on the ground. They got flags on the desk. They got feet on the flag. They beating cops. They was literally beating cops with a flagpole with a flag on it. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm looking at this thinking like,
what,
dog? Is there any hope? That's all I want to know. Is there any hope?
Yeah, that one lady that got killed. I think she was on her Instagram story or Facebook story. Hell, she was crunk before she got up there.
They showed.
Yeah, she was.
I'm talking about her video. She was going in on her video. I'm like, well, that negative attitude is why you got yourself.
And her mom,
because she went there. She went there.
And her mom said that she was the type of person that would die for a cause that she believed in. That's what her mom said. That's what that video showed.
And this ain't even no cause. It lost.
It is in their mind.
I mean, first off, Trump is no political guy. So why are all these people in 4 years all of a sudden just all about Trump? Like, I don't get it. Like,
3 branches of government right now. And he works. So he could name the three branches of government. And he definitely couldn't tell you what they're actually supposed to do as far as the checks and balances. I know that, but also, like, okay, perfect example. The dude who got pulled over the other night was supposedly going to work for some company to protect somewhere for the inauguration. His credentials were outdated. That's fine. But if I find a gun in your car, you say you forgot you had your gun in your car with 500 rounds. Jared, you gonna forget you got 500 rounds of bullets on the back seat of your car?
Hell no.
You're not forgetting you had 500 rounds. I've left my pistol in my car.
You taking it straight home.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You either going to do some damage or you taking that straight home. I'm like, you got 500 rounds of bullets in the back of your car, and your excuse was, I had my gun in my car, I forgot I had that stuff in the back of the car. I just jumped in my car so I could go to work and supposedly come up here to work security for the inauguration, but I forgot that I put 500 rounds of bullets, ammo on my backseat and my gun. Come on, man. Sure. But they let him out. Within 24 hours, he was out because they couldn't find anything that he was associated with. What the hell does that mean? I mean, just because he's not associated with some militia group doesn't mean he had made up in his own mind that he was going to shoot some people.
Right.
I mean, Gerald, you drive any drivers at your job like outwardly support Trump like that, like, and they was with all what went on?
Oh nah.
You probably
normally your line haul guys, or some of your line haul guys are the real political guys. But a lot of them guys don't like Trump.
Oh, okay.
A lot don't like them, but nah, they nothing about. Matter of fact, a lot of the black drivers, was like, damn, ain't nobody talking this week about nothing. Like nobody in the driver's room talking about nothing. They ain't talking about nothing. They're like, that ain't so quiet around.
At our job though, we had some people like, I remember like right around the election when they knew he was gonna lose, they was like, what we gonna do? Like the economy about to go in the toilet. It's just funny, man. Like you see people.
That's what everybody keeps saying. The economy's finna go down, man. If Biden want to cut the check for people, let them cut the check.
Hey man, and a lot of people put a lot of stuff, whether they doing bad or doing good, they put a lot of that on the president. Man, stop it. Look out there, work. Like if you ain't got no job, that's one thing. But if you're working and let's say they take a couple of cents or a couple of dollars, you still working, ain't you? Or they give you a couple of dollars either. Hey, you still got to manage your money. Amazing. You still got it. It don't matter if they give out like they talk about, they give out this next stimulus, and all this. Whether they give it out or not, you still got to manage your money, don't you?
It's amazing, man. I'm telling you, everybody's complaining. Like, look, you worry about the economy. Is Amazon leaving the country? Is Walmart leaving the country? No. Corporations run our economy. If corporations are not pulling out of the United States, I don't care who's president.
Yeah.
Balance the budget the way your cabinet's supposed to. Keep the people happy with some good speeches. Make sure the country is secure from our outside enemies, now our inside enemies, and shut up. Just do your job.
That's it. That's it,
like,
hey.
4 years go by real quick, because trust me, at 2016, I thought the world was coming to an end with Trump being president. I was like, I got to start protecting myself. Dude in the Exxon stood right there. He didn't see the two black people behind him. The rope sales were going to start going up, like they were going to start hanging people again. But, we got over it. 4 years of Trump, and we still got over it, but they won't let it go. Well, so.
All right, man. Hey, man, we're going to end on that note, man. I got some things to do, man, and let Gray get some rest before he go get on that graveyard shift. Until next week, man, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for my man Gerald, a.k.a. Big Papa Pump, and G Law 3, Mr. Black Man. We out.
Since I know you like to talk, and I know you not that far, come down the street with the guy. Come down the street with the guy. Since I know you